Hi there. Welcome to Hourglass Workshops and Conversations with Nancy and Cheryl. I'm Nancy Burns. I'm an acupuncturist in Silicon Valley, California.
And I am Cheryl Seavey. I'm a blogger and writer in Silicon Valley as well. Where do you get your confidence? Does it come from what other people think of you? Does it come from yourself? Where does it come from? I know that...
Experience.
It comes
from, I think, from a lot of different places, but I don't think people have really explored this enough.
Right. I mean, because we're constantly told...
Be confident.
Yeah, be confident and have high self-esteem.
Yeah.
Well, how do you get high self-esteem?
Right.
If I could buy it or swig it down, that's what I would get.
Yeah, I'll take a bottle of that.
Yeah. Sometimes we do think that wine is confidence.
Yeah, probably not the best.
But the next day you feel somewhat less confident. So, don't try this in the morning. I think that's a really valid question. And, and particularly at this time in our life, we should feel extremely confident. We've made it this far. We've done
We have, but we don't give ourselves enough credit.
That's right.
And
and one of the things we were talking about earlier, when Nancy was mentioning that she didn't feel particularly productive. Well, if you're not feeling productive, or you're not feeling like you're getting the kind of appreciation or the sense of self-worth that you get from activities, your confidence tends to erode. Mm-hmm. And just when she said she wasn't very confident, I said, well, what did you do? And you explained, you saw a bunch of patients and you did this, that, and the other. Well, I turned that around and I go, well, that's a lot.
Which at the time I didn't think it was, but yeah.
And that conversation was uplifting,
yeah,
right? I mean,
yeah,
it made
absolutely.
you feel better.
Yeah.
So I think that sometimes we get stuck in our stuff,
mm-hmm.
where we have a different standard of what we think we're doing, what we're actually doing, and what we think we should be doing.
Exactly. That's a good point.
And it's a collision course.
Right.
I think, well, gee, I should be farther along in life than I am now. I should be farther along in my book than I am now. Mm-hmm. All those things that are very self-eroding in terms of confidence and self-esteem.
I think part of it is because we're always taught to look for the next goal. You achieve this one, now you start looking forward, rather than saying, bravo for me.
Yeah.
Good for me. I've gotten this far,
And there's bragging is not bad, and it's not, it's not a negative if you're just telling the truth about yourself.
Right.
Yes, I did do this. That's not bragging, that's fact.
And even if, you don't have to go out and tell the world, but at least tell yourself.
Yeah, tell a good friend.
Sometimes we forget that,
Right.
I know that I have reached goals in my business consistently, and I've never stopped to go, hey, I've reached that goal.
Yes.
Good for me. It's like, oh, now I need to set a new one.
Right. We're always, it's important, I think, to look forward and to move forward. But I think it's also valuable to step back and reflect on how far you've come, what you've done, and where you are right now. And I think that does a tremendous amount to enhance self-esteem and improve confidence.
And on the other side of that coin, I think false bravado is really damaging. I used to see this when my kids played sports, and every kid would get a trophy. Mm-hmm. And because they were there and they deserved a trophy.
My kids hated that.
That was so stupid, and they never rewarded the number one player because he was the best player. Mm-hmm. It was like, y'all did a good job, And I used to hear parents, when kids played just lousy, say to their kids, you did great. What a disconnect for the kid.
Right. Because
they know they didn't do
right.
And you don't have to say you did lousy. I used to say, well, what do you think? How do you think you did? Well, I did lousy. Well, you'll do better next time. And move on.
Right.
Right. But
and
it's the
how
same
can you
thing
improve?
with adults.
Yeah. And I think that that whole concept of the participation award is very disheartening.
No kidding. You showed up. Oh, good. You get a trophy.
Right.
Really?
It's just kind of like going to class, you get a C. No, you didn't. You flunked. You never took a test. Yeah. But and because real life is self-correcting.
Right.
And it'll fix that in a hurry. If the kid's lousy in soccer, for example, maybe they should take up the cello and play something else.
Right.
A place where they can thrive. And so, so if you're in a situation where you're not thriving, or it's not, maybe you should try something else. But also, I think more importantly, give yourself credit for all the things you are doing well. Mm-hmm. And so I think, back to our original question, I think that confidence comes from within.
I do too.
With a little outside help once in a while.
Yeah. Some people a good friend that can give you an adjustment in your thinking.
Yes.
Both good and bad.
Right.
Sometimes you think you're doing everything right and you're not doing anything.
Yeah, I think women in particular, we are far more critical of ourselves.
Yes.
Than we are ever of anybody else.
That's so true.
So
knock it off.
Yeah. So I suppose that's the tip for your day.
Yeah.
Okay, so knock it off and relish and savor all the wonderful things that you have become and that you are doing.
And it's okay to set new goals, but
Yes.
at least give yourself credit for what you've done.
Right, exactly. So notice those things on your checked off list.
Right.
So anyway, until next time, I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Nancy.
And check out Hourglass Workshops. We've got some fun things coming up. Take care. Bye.
Bye.